Hello, and welcome to the Record Media Inventory Tracker. This web application is being designed as part of the capstone course for the COT6931. First, I'd like to start with a bit of a discussion about the background and design of this web application. So let's jump right into discussion about why this application is necessary. First of all, Eglin Air Force Base has its own unclassified network called the NIPRNet. The NIPRNet is extremely locked down due to security reasons. I mean, you can imagine DoD network is going to need to be secure. However, this prevents certain units and contractors from getting the data they need from the internet. Certain applications or hardware require better or easier access to the internet, and thus these units or contractors may require a commercial ISP connection. To get this, Eglin Air Force Base has an agreement with Cox called the Blanket Purchase Agreement. This is an agreement that Eglin will go to Cox for all of its cable TV and commercial internet requirements. So these accounts that are installed of either cable TV or internet are called service accounts. Cox installs these service accounts upon request by Eglin units. The people requesting these new service accounts or changes to service accounts are known as media control officers. The media control officers report to, first of all, they're inside of a unit on Eglin, and then they report to the base media control officer. The base media control officer then passes any information or work orders that they get from the media control officers to Cox, and Cox actually does the work. They install the cable TV or internet connection. The problem with this is it's a manual process. The work order is created. The work order is passed from the media control officer to the base media control officer and then to Cox. That work order does not then get reflected in an inventory anywhere. So the inventories on Eglin Air Force Base are not aligning with what we actually have on the base. We have no accurate inventory. This is where my project is going to come in, and its primary purpose is to create an accurate inventory or accurately track service accounts on Eglin Air Force Base. This will be done in an automated fashion by first providing the media control officers with a form. The form will capture everything about a service account, like what building it's going in, what room it's going in, a point of contact, the type it is, what options you've chosen for the service, and whatnot, etc., etc. So it captures everything in this form. The form's submitted by the media control officer. It goes automatically to the base media control officer, and then the base media control officer creates a work order from that, hopefully in an automated fashion, and then emails that to Cox, and they actually will perform the work that is requested by the MCO. So in the meantime, whenever the MCO hits submit on that form for a new service account, it is recorded in an inventory, a centralized database, so that we have an accurate record of exactly what is on Eglin Air Force Base. Okay, to create this record web application, several documents have been created or written to manage the process and to specify exactly what the design requirements are. We have the project definition, software project management plan, software requirement specification, software design document, risk management plan, and software test document. I'm going to go through each one of these and say a little bit about what each one of them does. And this semester, I have been working on creating all of these documents to provide a clear understanding of exactly what this web application is going to do. Alright, so the project definition provides a means to gather the initial definition of the project. It's a starting point upon which all the other documentation is built. As the name implies, it provides a basic definition of what the project will achieve and how it will achieve it. It includes a complete literature review on the subject matter of the project to ensure the latest methods and techniques are applied in the project's development. As the name implies, the software project management plan defines how the project will be managed during its construction. The project organization describes the process model the project will follow and describes how the various parties involved in the project will interact during the project construction. The managerial process describes the priorities of the project and discusses any issues or risks that might affect the project. The technical process describes the hardware and software that will be used both during project construction and in a production environment. Finally, the project scheduling describes the schedule that will be followed to ensure the project is completed on time and within budget. For the software requirement specification, it gives a detailed description of what will be included in the web application, right down to the user interfaces, workflows, and ER diagrams. The software design document provides design details for each component and functionality each component will provide to the end user. It includes sequence diagrams, algorithms, and user interfaces. The risk mitigation document includes a list of each of the possible risks and a plan to deal with them, and should any one of them occur, there will be a record of what to do about it. A risk matrix is also included that describes where each risk falls within the severity and probability range. Finally, the software test document describes the various methods that will be used to test the application to ensure it performs as expected and meets the user's need. It discusses the testing hardware and the environment in which the software will be tested. In conclusion, the web application should be built to serve as a method for end users to input service account requests. The database on the back end of the web application will store information regarding service accounts in one centralized location. This means the means and methods to achieve these goals are described in the various design documents that were presented previously. If there are any questions, please do not hesitate to contact either myself as the developer or the client. I hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Record web application. Have a great day.